All right. Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly mods rundown. This week, not a whole lot to go over, so it should be a fairly short episode, live stream here. So, let's start off as usual. Oh, I do have. Okay, I forgot to mute that. I have it open in the background so I can close it quickly when I'm done. Actually, I need to go to the live stream control panel. There we go. Okay, so now I can close that when we're done. So this week, mods that I'm using that were updated, the important mods in my opinion, or at least most of them. There are a few, worthwhile mods that I'm not currently using, but we'll go through these as is, and then we'll talk about a few other things. Actually, before we even get started on this, let's get some of the news out of the way. So I know a couple people have been asking, am I starting the new single player playthrough career? Yes, I am going to be starting it. I was hoping to record the first episode today, but I didn't get around to it. I've been really busy. So hopefully within the next week or two, I will get a chance to record the first few episodes for that career, or at least the first couple, and get those out to you guys. I do want to start posting new playthrough episodes again. I'm just trying to find the time. Next week, I may not actually get the time to record episodes because I have to do a new roof on my house before we start getting snow, which I'm a little worried about because we're actually supposed to get snow next weekend, or this coming weekend, a week from now. And that's when I'm supposed to be doing my roof. So that's, timing may not be the best there, but if I'm working on my roof all weekend, then I'm probably not gonna get time to record episodes. So that being said, it may be a couple weeks still before we get started with that, because I do have to have time on the weekend to actually record episodes, unless I, for some odd reason, randomly get time during the week, which is not very often because I am fairly busy. But yes, episodes are coming. New single player career is coming. I will show you the mods. I've added a few more now, so I'll show you the mods I'm planning on using for that new career. But yeah, for those of you that like watching those episodes, I apologize. It's been a while since we've gotten any new ones out. I'm trying to get around to working on it, hopefully soon. Co-op, we started our co-op playthrough, the modded co-op career playthrough, where we're starting I think in 3030 or 3035. Anyway, so we're a good 15 years before the clan invasion. We're gonna build up our own lance of mechs that each of us like. We're each gonna have 2, maybe 3 mechs by the time we get to the clan invasion. Then we're gonna play through the invasion, the DLC campaign again, this time with our own mechs instead of using the mechs that it gives you to start with. And we're gonna see how that goes. We'll probably do a little better. If you guys were watching the DLC campaign co-op, it didn't end so well. We kind of got to the point at the end where we didn't have enough mechs that were in good enough shape to actually use to do the final mission. It happened. So we, instead of continuing to try and do that, we decided we really wanted to just go ahead and start the new playthrough and get mechs that we built along the way, and then try the campaign with those. So that's what we're doing. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the episode from Thursday, and then we will be playing again. We should be playing again this next Thursday, hopefully. So do check that out if you don't already. I do try to stream it every time we play, so I like to see y'all there. I think that's pretty much all of the main point. Oh, one other piece of news. I can't remember if I mentioned this last time or not. The new DLC for MW5 Clans has been announced. I believe it is dropping December 4th is what I was told. I haven't actually looked at it myself, but I think that's what I was told, December 4th. It's the Battle of Tukade, or however you pronounce that, is going to take place in this one, I believe. So from what it sounds like. So new DLC, clans. I know you guys like Mercs better, but the clans story campaign and everything is, I like it. So if you're like me and you enjoy that, I haven't played it yet. I'm waiting. We're going to co-op the last DLC, the Ghost Bear one, and then this new DLC probably together. We may wait for one more DLC, but we want to play through a good number of campaigns, all at once rather than just doing a little bit at a time. So we'll be waiting on that. We got our Mercs co-op campaign that we just started, or career that we just started, so we'll be busy with that for a little while. But anyways, wanted to mention that as well because that's pretty exciting also, in my opinion. All right, let's start going over the mods here. And one second, I need to chat. Here we go. All right. Hey, what? How do you say your name? Onik? Oneek? Sorry, I don't know. Anyways, welcome. Clan sucks. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I liked it. It's not as good as Mercs by any means. Obviously I'm a big fan of Mercs. I'm still playing Mercs instead of clans. I like it, but I will say compared to most other games that I have the option of playing, clans is still one of the better ones. So but I'm, obviously I'm biased. I really like the Mech Warrior franchise. I've been playing it since I was very young. So, it's nostalgia for me, I guess, more than anything. But I do like clans. I like getting a lot of the story. I like the Unreal 5 engine. Is really nice. I wish we had Mercs in that. How neat would that be, huh? They should remake Mercs in Unreal 5. That would be pretty cool. Hey Ken, welcome to the stream. All right, so let's get into talking about the mods that updated this week, that I am using or would highly recommend using. These are the must-have mods in my opinion for the most part. So Pilot Overhaul had an update. I don't believe it was a major one from what I remember. There were a few things, that is old info in there. Let's go in. Yeah, Academy skill hotfix. So it was just a hotfix for something to do with the Academy skills. That's been fixed. We are using this in our co-op play. If you watched on Thursday, I think we went a little bit into the pilot stuff and discovered a little bit of how that's working currently with this version of the mod. So that was neat. Definitely pick up that update for the hotfix if you're using that mod. Von Biomes. Some of you guys are using this, some of you aren't. I know it has performance issues if you're not on newer machines, high-end machines. So if you're having, understandable. But for those of you that are using it, including myself, we had an update this week. This is going to be some patch fixes related to the game patch that we had. You can find out more information on the website as always, but I think that was mainly what it was. We didn't really get any new content in the mod. It was just some fixes there, but because it is fixes, that's going to be important. You probably want to pick that up. Legendary Mech also had a hell of an update. We actually have not played this update, or I haven't. This update was dropped like literally a couple minutes before we started our co-op on Thursday. So we did not download this for the co-op play, although I think we're probably going to download this update for the next, although we're trying not to update mods for this co-op play, but this is a pretty big one by the looks of it. It's got a lot of interesting stuff in it. I think we'll probably be updating this for the next co-op play. But in any case, like I said, there's a lot here. I guess I'll read through it a little bit. You can read the comments he makes on each one if you want. But anyways, hid more legends out in the inner sphere. I guess that means more chances to find them as you're just doing random missions. Adjusted mech spawn dates for some clan and legendary mechs. This is basically so that you're not seeing clan mechs appear, like the Incubus, I think it was. Oh yeah, no more 30-20 Incubus, hopefully. So that was a fix for that. Fixed copper Viper cockpit glass, packaged with PGI hotfix texture matte mess up. I don't know. Anyways, texture stuff, buffed up legend encounters out in the inner sphere tied to missions or events, I guess. Yet more mech icons. Added Atlas Warlord to DLC 7 mission chain. Redesigned pilot quirks. That's an interesting one. Not really 100% sure what was redesigned with them, but they were. So added new pilots with unique quirks. This is... Yeah, I need to see how you get the new pilots with unique quirks. I need to look into this a little more. Like I said, I haven't played this update yet, but it sounds interesting. And then fix some stuff with Marauder, Viper, Vapor Eagle, the restructuring, as those were early mechs that he had done. Reorganized texture skins, whatnot. Added custom quirk BP for future use. Tagged several mechs. Adjusted several loadouts. And fixed the Marauder 2C. So there you go. Fairly good size patch update there, whatever you want to call it, for that mod. I would definitely pick that up if I were you and you're using that mod. Yet Another Weapon and Yet Another Weapon Clan both had, I believe, minor updates this week. Let's see, it should tell me up here then. Hyper Assault Gauss cooldown for player and AI was a fix. So that's just a quick fix there. And this one fixed AP and Hyper Assault Gauss. The names, nomenclature, A-P, H-A instead of how they were before. And the Proto Mech autocannon also got the P-M. Also increased clan normal Gauss ammo. So this is a big one if you like Gauss rifles like I do, especially clan Gauss rifles. You're now getting 32 per ton instead of 26. And for a double bin, that's going to be 80. So that's actually pretty big. That's a big increase per ton. So I like that. Yeah, big fan of that change. If you're a Gauss lover like me, you definitely want this update. So get this update for yet another weapon. Weapon clan. And yet another weapon as well, just to kind of, I guess it was something with the cooldown got fixed on the Hag. I don't know exactly, but there you go. All right, so now we're going to go through the mods themselves, or all the mods that were updated this week. Actually, let's talk about new ones first, and then I'll run through this and talk about some important ones that I'm not currently using, but I would probably recommend looking at. Let's go date published so I can look at just the new mods this week. There weren't very many of them. We're going to start off with additional vanilla traits and academies. This looks pretty cool. It's yet another mod that deals with the academies and the pilot traits, which, you know, there's a lot to be desired there still. Modders are working on figuring it out and the best way to take advantage of the system that was implemented with DLC 7. So this is another mod that's attempting to do that. I believe it works in conjunction with the other mods. Very likely have overlap with other trait adding mods. While no other mods are required, he recommends this one. But yeah, no other requirements, and it should overlap okay with other trait mods, I guess. You know, check it out. The new traits, let me show you. They're in the articles here. So it also added some more academies on the map, you know, whatever. I guess these are the planet names here, and then it shows you, or the name of the academy that you put there. Excuse me. So more academies and then traits. Let's take a look at this real quick. So you can see there's actually quite a number of traits that were added here. You got hero traits, negative traits. This actually looks really interesting to me. So I think I might end up trying this one for my single player playthrough. Because I like the look of it here. I need to dig into it a little deeper. I didn't have enough time to actually read through all of these, but from what I saw and actually did read through, it looks really, really good. So let me know if you're using it, if you like it, but I'll probably end up trying that myself for our single player career episodes. Clan mech cockpit glass, kind of self-explanatory there. If that's something you want, check it out. And then mech quirk builder tool. So this is really cool. You can see I already downloaded it. So I'm going to be playing around with this a little bit. This is cool. So this is a tool that will allow you to make your own quirks for mechs in the game. Basically it uses like a Google Doc, right? Google Sheets document, which is the spreadsheet style, right? And you just edit values or whatever you need to in there, I guess. I downloaded it and I haven't looked at it yet. I meant to try and do that before the stream today, but didn't get a chance. So anyways, I believe you just edit it in the Google Sheets and then it outputs a document, right? It exports as a text document or whatever it is that you need. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you export it and then use it as a mod essentially to put the custom quirks in. Yeah, I need to look into this more. Sounds really cool though. I was thinking it'd be a lot of fun to design custom sets of quirks for the mechs that we're using, that each of us are using in our co-op play on Thursdays, because we each have kind of unique play styles, right? It would be really neat to have our mechs that we're each using have quirks that apply more or less to our play styles. So I was going to try and play around with that a little bit when I have some time and maybe build some custom quirks there. We'll see. It looks really cool though. And this is a really neat idea. I'm glad somebody thought of this and put this together and put it out there. But yeah, you can kind of see some examples of how it works here, I guess. Gotta be honest, I don't really understand a lot of this. I'm not a coder by any means. I have very limited knowledge when it comes to programming. But I believe it's a fairly easy tool to use from what I was reading about here, at least. It sounded fairly simple. So check that out. That's pretty cool though. I really like that. Thanks a lot to GTA Drizzt for that. Oh man, I hate my chat being way up there when I'm, let me see. I can actually pop it out and put it over here. Ha, let's do that. Why didn't I do that before? I'm an idiot, that's why. Okay, now I can actually see the chat on this screen that's right in front of me. 62 mods running on my Zero to Hero that I'm streaming. Oh, nice. Bacon Sarnie. The name doesn't sound familiar. Are you streaming that on YouTube or just Twitch or what? But yeah, that 62 mods, that's a healthy amount. with all the problems I hear about UE5, I'm glad Mercs is. Are there a lot of, I haven't heard much about it, to be honest. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, Unreal Engine in general is not the smoothest platform, but playing clans, just how polished it felt, like the visuals, the graphics and everything, and the models, the physics. I mean, it's really the physics engine, right? But yeah, how am I trying to explain it? Just the way, I guess it really was the physics that made it feel so interesting. The jump jets and everything just felt better, I thought. Anyways, I thought it'd be kind of cool, but you know, UE4 has plenty of issues too, doesn't it? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert, not a programmer or anything like that. So the way I've heard the pronunciation is Tukayad. Yeah, that's how I've pretty much always pronounced it. I've heard it voice acted that way before, but I think we're about to find out with the new DLC, if I remember. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how clanners themselves actually pronounce it, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I think that's right. So, let's go ahead and look at everything that was updated this week. Harder campaign start. I think I mentioned that last time. You know, check that out if you want. It's got an update. We got expanded company logos, animation rework for all DLCs. I talked about that last time. Oh, serious jump jet tweaks. I wanted to mention this one. So this is a mod. If those of you that have been around for a while, we used to have a mod called TT Rules AI. Side note, supposedly that's being worked on again, so we may actually be getting a working update for that at some point in the future. I guess it's not completely dead. At least that's the word on the street. In any case, if you played that mod with that mod back in the day, you know that the jump jets had a lot more forward momentum, right? It would actually be faster to use your jump jets to travel across the map than just running, right? You could get up to like 100 kph forward momentum by using your jump jets when your running speed was only like 60 or 70 kph, right? So this mod attempts to emulate the way TT Rules AI that mod did jump jets. Okay, so it tweaks the jump jets in the same way, gives you more forward momentum. Pretty cool thing. I actually liked using jump jets a lot more when I had that forward momentum from the TT Rules mod. So I may end up actually using this for the single player career that I start as well. It does work with the, what's the other mod? Advanced Jump Jets mod or whatever it's called. Let me bring this open real quick. Advanced Jump Jets by Magnum Force. So it does work with yet another mech lab, works with Merc Tech, and works with Advanced Jump Jets, which is another pretty cool mod from what I remember for jump jets, if you like to have some slightly different jump jet capabilities there. But yeah, check that out if you're interested in it. I know a lot of you are nostalgic for the TT Rules stuff, so hopefully we got something new coming out with that pretty soon. Serious heatsink fix for DLC 7 compatibility. You can use that if you want to. Roughneck mech mod, I talked about that last time I had an update. Cockpit VR, so we're getting multiple cockpits now in this mod for the VR. You now got Shadowcat, Vulture, Madcat, and Masakari. So if you are playing in VR, you probably really want to pick up that mod. So I have not tried it in VR yet. I've really been meaning to. I have a VR headset, so why wouldn't I? I enjoy VR, so I need to test out MechWarrior 5 Mercs in VR. Still gotta do that, but anyways. Zatar's equipment. This had a cool update this week that he let me know about. I think it was added this week in the newest update. He said it was added in his mod, so I believe it was new with this recent update. But anyways, now we have rapid fire clan LBX in this mod. So if you love LBX like I do, and you love rapid fire like I do, then you're probably really going to want to try out this mod to get those rapid fire clan LBX. Check it out if you haven't. I'm I'm going to at some point. I really want to play with rapid fire LBXs. So at some point I will definitely be trying that out. Yet another Corvids. This had a bunch of different Raven mechs of different weight classes added to the game. They're all a Raven model, but different sizes. Additional vanilla traits and academies had an this had an update. Did we talk about this? No, this is a new one. We just talked about this. This is a new mod this week. So we just talked about that, though. I won't go over it again. But yeah, check that out. I'm probably going to. MechWarrior 2 Betty Voice, talked about that one before. Call for Evac. This is a mod that is going to, and apparently a very old mod, but it got an update. This makes it to where when you click the abort mission button in your menu, I guess, instead of just taking you straight out of the mission, it calls for evac, an immediate evac. So kind of an immersion thing there, I guess. If you're going for immersion, you probably want that mod. Yeah, updated. I don't know when the last update was for this. I don't remember seeing it anytime recently, but it's been around for, 4 years now. So adjustable weapons. I've talked about this one before. We got an update for it. This adds different firing modes and stuff to some of the weapons in the game, kind of like revamped weapons did, which we're not getting updates for revamped weapons right now, which kind of sucks. But the adjustable weapons mod, it doesn't do a whole lot. It's not nearly as expansive as revamped weapons was. But you do get some firing modes on like short burst lasers, so lasers, autocannons, rifles, and missiles. You can now turn off the variations of those weapons and instead have alternative firing modes on those weapons, right? Pretty cool. Does some other stuff too, where you can adjust weapons and whatnot. If you're interested in that, check it out. I don't remember if that was an official video or if that was fan made. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Nightshade, hey Commander. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. So call for evac, adjustable weapons. We talked about yet another weapon clan and legendary mech, immersive overheat and power up warnings. I've talked about this one before. If you're into immersion, that looks pretty cool, actually. I would use that even if I'm not into immersion, and I may. We'll see. That's by our buddy who's making the MechWarrior 2 remake mod. You can see he does a lot of different mods, like the MechWarrior 2 Betty voice. Basically, everything that's MechWarrior 2 based is him, as well as some other things. But anyways, cool stuff. Better lighting in Mech Hangar and operations. Again, our buddy Boke Obelisk. MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries audio menu, same guy. He's been busy. Remove social icon. Not really sure what that does. What social icon? That's in like the bottom corner of the screen, right? In the bottom right keys. Anyways, gets rid of that if you need to. Clean up the interface, right? What else we got? Cavaliers expansion project. I talked about that one before. You got an update this week. We talked about these. Clan Mech cockpit glass we talked about because that was a new mod this week. This one I talked about previously, TA balance mod. If you guys are using that, it got an update this week. I haven't checked it out. Might be interesting though. We talked about this Zatara's super heavy mechs. If you're using that, if you like super heavy mechs, that had an update this week. I think it added super heavies for the bull shark, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, three super bull sharks. It's the whale bull shark, right? Including one of them is a hero. So pretty cool there. If you like super heavies, pick up that update and you'll have some bull shark ones. MechWarrior 2 fonts, remove hero mechs, those got updates. And that's it for this week, guys. So not a whole lot. It was a little bit of a slow week, unless you were, unless your name was Book Obelisk. He was certainly busy. But yeah, so now at this point, let's go ahead and take a look at mod order that we're using. This is, I believe, the co-op. I think it's on co-op right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is basically everything that we decided on for our co-op play. If you guys were watching on Thursday, I told you I was going to show the actual load order and the mods today. So here you go. This is what we're using. This is the order. I think it's all in the right order. I didn't check this beforehand. Sometimes some of these get mixed up a little bit. I always check it before I actually start the game. Yeah, it looks good. So, because sometimes when you download updates to mods or whatever, I don't know why, but it resets the order a little bit and they aren't always in perfectly default order. But yeah, if you have questions about this, let me know. And then, well, I don't really have it set yet, so I'm not going to switch to my single player. But for single player, I have also downloaded energy shields. I will most likely be using that on the single player career that I do new episodes for. Even more advanced starts, I'm using that just because I'm starting the new career, and this allows me to have like clan starts, which I'm considering using. So I went ahead and downloaded that in case I do need to use it to do something like that. Better mission choices. I've talked about that one before. I'm not using it right off the bat, but as I get further in the game, sometimes I find it's necessary to use that mod in order to hit the difficulty level of missions, in order to find more opportunity at the difficulty level that I'm looking for in the missions. So I have that one ready to go for when I need it. But that's about it. Basically everything else that I'm going to be using for single player, we are using in the co-op, which is really nice because that makes it easy on me. So if you have questions about that, let me know. But there you go. There are some updates I haven't downloaded yet this week, like the yet another weapon, yet another legendary mech. So I still need to download those updates to get up to date with the latest versions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless anybody has any questions, I think we're going to finish the stream there. We're almost half an hour, which is what I like to stay under for these. But yeah, if you have questions about mods, or if you have any information that I've missed about any of the mods or anything like that, please leave a comment and I will include that information, tips, anything like that, maybe upcoming mods, stuff that's being worked on. Let me know and I will include that information in the next stream, next time we get together. Do you know if Energy Shields needs YAML? I'm watching on my phone and not near my computer. I don't believe it does. Well, I don't know for sure, so don't. Let me check before I answer. Energy Shields. Let's see what the required mods are for this, because I haven't looked at it in a while. So just mod options and mission platform. Mission platform, it says is offsite, but we do have a mission platform mod on Nexus. So I'm not sure about that. Interesting. But yeah, it looks like it does not require YAML. So it will work with vanilla. You just need the mod options mod, and you need, where to go? What was it called? Mission platform. Why is it linking off? Yeah, it is on Nexus. Why does it say offsite requirements? Anyways, here's the mission platform. It also goes along with equipment expansion project and Volatile 3, which is not released yet. I believe the public version is still Volatile 2, but this mod is from the same mod creator as Volatile, and apparently he's working on Volatile 3. This mod, the mission platform mod, will be required for all three of those mods to work together, I guess, or whatever. Volatile 3, Energy Shields, equipment expansion project. If you're using any of those, I think you need to have this mod installed as well, which I haven't downloaded yet, so I actually need to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. It sounds to me like you got to have this even if you're just using one of these mods, which would be my case, because I'm not using Volatile anymore, and I'm not using the equipment expansion project. But yeah, otherwise you should be good. So, yeah, Ken answered the question there. Energy Shields does not need YAML. So, there you go. All right, guys. If there aren't any other questions, then have a good week, and I will see you next time. Later.